Beloved, you will be eliminated tonight. Yes, tonight. This is the night something about you will not survive. You have only a few minutes left in this version of your story. So if you want to understand what is truly happening, listen with your whole heart. Do not let your mind wander. Let every word sink in. My child, I am telling you plainly, there will be an elimination tonight. But hear me well. It is not the elimination of your life. It is the elimination of a condition, a pattern, a bondage that has held you in the same place for far too long. I am not killing you. I am killing what has been killing you. I am not ending you. I am ending what has been ending your joy, your peace, your courage. Tonight I come to remove what you could not shake off on your own. I am lifting from your shoulders the weight that wrapped around your ankles and made every step feel like a battle. I am stripping away the whispering shadows that leaned close to your ear and said, "You'll never get out of this. This is just who you are now." I am cutting through the looping cycle that kept dragging you back to the same place, year after year, as though life were a circle with no exit. Tonight is a night of elimination, but it is also a night of creation. What I take away so you can rise. What I cut off so you can advance. When I close a door, it is not to trap you, but to guide you toward the door that leads to life. You have cried to me for freedom and thought my silence meant indifference. But while you thought I was doing nothing, I was arranging everything. I have been preparing this night. I watched how long you endured. I heard the prayers you whispered through tears when no one else saw you. I saw the moments you thought, "This is it. I'm finally free," only for the old burden to return, heavier than before. But listen to me. Tonight is different. Tonight the burden will not come back. Tonight the chain will not be fabricated again. Tonight the cage you've been living in will not just open, it will shatter into pieces that cannot be rebuilt. This is the night when the adversary's claim over that area of your life is canceled. You ask me, Lord, why tonight? Why not earlier? Why didn't you step in the first time I cried? My answer, my child, is this. I needed you to know your limits so you could know my limitless power. I needed you to discover that your wisdom, your strategies, your strength would not be enough, so that when I move, there is no confusion about whose hand did it. You have come to the end of yourself. That is why this night is marked. Do not interpret elimination as loss. I do not randomly strip my children. I am not careless with what I remove. Every elimination from my hand is a release. I am lifting off what cannot go with you into the next chapter I am writing. Some of the things I remove will look like blessings to you. Some relationships I distance you from will look loyal on the surface. Some desires I quiet in your heart will feel like precious dreams dying. But I see what you cannot. I know what would drain you slowly. I know whose words would poison you eventually. I know which dreams would destroy you if I allowed them to live. So trust me in the taking away. Trust that this elimination is love in action. Trust that this elimination is protection wrapped in disappointment. Trust that this elimination is preparation for a weight of glory you are not yet able to carry. You may feel a silence after this night. Do not fear that silence. The calm after the storm is not abandonment, it is peace settling in. You may feel an emptiness where something used to be. Do not be afraid of that emptiness. That space is where I will pour new fullness. Do not fear the tears that might flow. Those tears are not a sign of defeat. They are water for the soil of your next season. Tonight I am eliminating the delays that mocked you. I am cutting off the shame that made you lower your eyes when I was calling you to look up. I am silencing the voices that told you, "You're not enough. You don't deserve good things. You've been forgotten." Listen to me. You are not forgotten. You are not discarded. You are not second choice. You are chosen. You are loved with a love that does not expire. You are seen, even in the corners where you hide. I have written your name on my heart. I have carried you when you were convinced you were walking alone. This elimination will not be small. It will not be isolated. It will ripple through every corner of your life. Doors that were welded shut will begin to open. Paths you have never seen before will become obvious. Strength you thought you lost years ago will rise again inside you like a fire you cannot explain. You will feel the load of years lift in what seems like a single night. You will wake up and know deep in your spirit that something invisible but undeniable has shifted. Others might not understand what changed. They may not see the battle that ended, but you will know, because the peace you longed for will drape over you like a cloak, and the joy you thought was gone forever will return like the sunrise after the longest night. Yes, my child, I am eliminating fear tonight. The fear that froze you when opportunities stood in front of you. The fear that told you, stay small, stay quiet, stay safe. The fear that convinced you that every good thing would eventually turn into disappointment, so why hope at all? That fear has sat on a throne in your heart for too long. Tonight I am bringing it down. Love is taking that seat. My perfect love pushes fear out. My love is flooding you even as you listen. I am eliminating confusion. You have felt like you were walking in circles in a fog, taking guesses instead of steps, unsure, hesitating, afraid to move, afraid to stand still. But tonight the haze begins to clear. I will give you the clarity you've been craving, not all the details at once, but enough light for the next step. I am aligning your eyes with what I see, your ears with my whisper, your feet with the path I designed for you. I am eliminating guilt, the mistakes that replay in your mind, the things you did and said and wish you could erase, the heaviness that sits in your chest every time the past is mentioned. You've asked me to forgive you, and I have. I do not keep a record so I can punish you later. When I cleanse, I throw those sins out of reach. So why do you keep picking them back up? Tonight I break that cycle. Your future will not be built on the rubble of your condemnation. You will breathe deeply again, knowing that when I declare someone free, they are truly free. I am eliminating hidden enemies. Not everyone who smiles is for you. Not every voice that praises you wishes you well. Some have walked beside you with envy concealed behind kind words. You did not see it, but I saw everything. I heard conversations you were not present for. I saw traps being set when you were sleeping. Tonight I frustrate those plans. I scatter their agreements. I turn their nets back on themselves. You do not need to fight them in your own strength. I am your defender. Let go of the need to prove, to clap back, to expose. I will handle what you cannot see. I am eliminating cycles. Cycles of almost and not quite, of getting close and watching it slip away, of opening doors that slam shut right before the breakthrough. Cycles of starting strong and then losing steam over and over again. That spinning wheel stops tonight. You will not spend the rest of your life revisiting the same mountain. You will move forward, step by step, into what I ordained for you. I am eliminating sickness from your body, torment from your thoughts, and heaviness from your soul. You have asked me quietly, how much longer? I heard it every time. This night is a turning point. The arrow that has been lodged in you is snapping. Tehe curse that has followed your family line is losing its hold. My healing is flowing to the places that hurt the most, some of those places you've never spoken of to anyone. I am eliminating poverty of spirit, of hope, of faith. You have lived as though your cup would always be nearly empty, as if joy was something for others but not for you. But I am filling you to overflowing. I am opening springs in the desert places of your heart. You thought your faith was too weak to survive, but I am breathing on the embers and turning them into flame again. You will not stand at the edge of my table begging for scraps. You will sit as my child at the feast. Listen closely. Tonight's elimination is not a punishment. It is a promotion. You are stepping from one season into another. You are crossing a line. There are things that simply cannot make this crossing with you. Like a gardener, I cut back branches that do not bear fruit, not because I despise the branch, but because I desire the tree to thrive. Like a refiner, I let the fire expose the impurities in the metal, not because I hate the metal, but because I love the gold I know is hidden within. What I remove because I long for your wholeness. Do not cling to what I am taking away. Do not stand in front of doors I have closed, begging them to open again. Do not hold so tightly to what I'm loosening from your hands that your fingers bleed. Release, my child. Release with trust. If you let go of what I am removing, your hands will be ready to receive what I am sending. If you refuse to let go, you will delay the very blessing you are praying for. Do not delay yourself. Tonight is on heaven's calendar. It is written as the night of release, the night of breaking, the night of turning. I speak this now so that when the change becomes visible, you will not call it luck. You will not credit coincidence or your own effort. You will know this was my hand, and your story will be strength for someone else. Your liberty will be a signpost that tells others, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. But my child, you have one more question that lingers in your heart. If you can move like this, Lord, why didn't you do it sooner? Why did you let me wait? Why did you watch me struggle? Why did you not come the first time I cried? Listen to my answer. I do not delay because I forget. I do not wait because I am weak. I do not hold back because I enjoy your pain. I see the end from the beginning. I weigh every season with perfect wisdom. If I pulled you out at the first sign of trouble, you would never know the strength that rises under pressure. You would never discover the depth of faith that is only revealed in the fire. I am more committed to who you become than to your momentary comfort. Think of Joseph, my servant. I gave him dreams when he was a boy, a glimpse of what I planned. I could have fulfilled those dreams immediately. I could have stopped his brothers from betraying him, blocked the lies spoken against him, kept him from prison. But I allowed the path to run its course. In hidden places, as a slave and a prisoner, Joseph learned humility, leadership, and dependence on me. So when he finally stood in the palace, he had roots deep enough to carry the weight of destiny. If I had lifted him too soon, he would have risen quickly and fallen just as quickly. Look at Israel and Egypt. My power could have snapped Pharaoh's chains in a moment, yet generations passed in that place of bondage, not because I was deaf, but because I was aligning history. The cry of my people needed to rise together. The hardness of Pharaoh's heart needed to be revealed fully. The sea needed to be positioned as the stage where I would show my glory. The delay made the deliverance echo through time. Consider Job. I could have stopped the assault on his life after the first blow, but I allowed the test to continue until his faith was proven genuine faith that loved me not just for my gifts, but for who I am. And at the end, what he received could not have been understood without the journey that preceded it, and David the shepherd. Boy I chose as king. I had Samuel pour oil on his head long before he wore a crown. I could have seated him on the throne the next day. Instead, I allowed him to be hunted, to hide in caves, to taste loneliness and danger. The wilderness carved songs out of him. It taught him to lean on me when no one else stood by him. If I had placed him on the throne too quickly, he would have had position without depth, authority without intimacy. My child, do you see? I move when the time is full. I act when the lesson is formed, when the vessel is shaped, when the testimony will shake more than just your own life. I do not waste suffering. I redeem it. I do not ignore tears. I collect them. I do not overlook prayers. I store them until the moment it is right to pour out the answer. Sometimes you ask me for something small, and I seem slow to respond because what I intend to give is much greater. You ask for an open door, and I am planning a whole new path. You ask me to take away a thorn, and I am in the process of giving you wings. You want an escape route. I want to give you authority over the thing that tried to bury you. Even my son walked this road. In the garden, he asked if the cup could pass. I could have sent angels to pull him away from that cross, but I did not, because through his suffering came your salvation. Through the waiting of those 3 days in the tomb came your resurrection life. If I did not spare him from the weight of waiting, do not be surprised that I sometimes ask you to wait as well. But know this, you never wait alone. My silence is never absence. It is strategy. My delay is never rejection. It is orchestration. You see a single thread and call it a knot. I see a tapestry being woven. You feel the heaviness of one stone and think it is pointless. I am building a foundation that will not crumble. Remember those who waited before you. Abraham waited years for the promise of a child, and when the promise came, it became the start of a great nation. Hannah wept and waited, and when her womb opened, she gave birth to a prophet who shifted the direction of a people. An old man named Simeon waited his whole life just to see the Messiah with his own eyes, and he did not die until he held that promise in his arms. The waiting felt long, but the fulfillment was perfect. So tonight, as I eliminate the weight on your shoulders, I am also eliminating the lie that I am slow, careless, or indifferent. I am cutting off the fear that says, maybe God forgot me. I am silencing the doubt that whispers, maybe his promises have expired. I am reminding you, I am never late. I am never early. My timing is flawless. The same hand that keeps stars in their places holds the timing of your life. I will not waste a single season you have walked through. Every tear, every question, every quiet night has been accounted for. And when the appointed moment comes, you will see that nothing was random. Rest now in this truth, my child. Tonight, let go of what I am removing. Open your hands, open your heart. Breathe deeply and say, Lord, I trust your timing. I trust your pruning. I trust your love, and watch what I will do. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this message. If something in these words touched your heart, pause for a moment and talk to God right now. Even a simple, honest whisper is enough. Let Him meet you where you are. If this spoke to you, consider sharing it with someone who may need hope tonight. Stay encouraged, stay faithful, and may the peace of God guard your heart and mind in every season. Thank you for being here.